I don't know where I've been.
Now that I've got your attention, welcome back to my channel. It's Adora. Today, my friend Yuri and I are going to Hocking Hills State Park in Ohio. This is going to be a nature study session where I immerse myself in the rich landscape in hopes to gain a better understanding of geological formations and the shapes they make. That way, I can better create artwork that I'm more passionate about. I know this food looks familiar. I'm obsessed, okay? Every time I'm near Columbus, I have to come to Bonifacio. And now it's time to go chase some waterfalls. As we head out of Hocking Hills, I want to set my creative intentions. So, I absolutely love landscapes and sceneries, but I've not actually done a lot of landscape and scenery artwork before, aside from like photography. I would absolutely love to incorporate more landscapes and sceneries into my illustrations and tattoos. It's really important for me to set my intentions and goals before heading out on a nature study, just so I'm actually paying attention and looking for things rather than just wandering around endlessly. Even though wandering and enjoying the moment is so much fun, I don't get to really go out on little trips like this often, so I really try to make it count for fun and for education. Yep. Here I go, chasing waterfalls. Oh, watch me go over the edge. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, no, check this out. Beautiful. Absolutely gorge. I want to come home with fresh new visions. I want to be able to capture the views and dynamic lighting to create some cool sketches and spark some new ideas for my future projects. I want to be able to dive into the textures and the fluid shapes of the waterfall and rocks, really try to bring that energy and movement into my drawings. And this trip isn't just a casual hike, but it's a chance for me to really connect with nature, soak in the sights and the sounds, and really let the subject matter speak for itself. So, Hocking Hills is a state park located in southeastern Ohio. It's got about 2,300 acres and it's pretty rugged for the Midwest. It's got cliffs, gorges, forests, waterfalls, and rocks galore, which, you know, I'm a huge sucker for all of the above. This is going to be my second time visiting Hocking Hills, and we will be spending one day here and then heading north to go to Cuyahoga National Park tomorrow before heading home. So for Hocking Hills, some of the trails and landmarks are in close proximity to one another. Since we just have one day, we will be prioritizing waterfalls today. Now come check this crazy thing out. It's called the Devil's Bathtub, and I'm super jealous because that looks like a sick ass tub, okay? But actually this thing does count as a waterfall, but instead of the water just going straight down, the water rotates and moves in a turbulent, swift motion down into the pool basin, and then it empties out in the lower section of the narrow stream below. And here I just want to observe the movement and flow of the water to see what lines and shapes it creates, and to understand the path of erosion it's created in this rock. Now, typically on a nature study hike, I like to pack light, and I just bring the materials I absolutely need. Maybe I'll create another video going into detail what an illustrator should take with them. But in the meantime, since I have Yuri with me, I don't want to make them spend a lot of time hovering around while I sit around and draw a full-blown project piece. Yeah, no thanks, not fair for them. So I've packed just a pad of paper, a mechanical pencil, and my camera phone to capture some reference photos and videos. And that all fits in my small purse, just keeping it simple so I can focus on the experience rather than carrying too much gear, while still being able to jot down the spur of the moment vision thumbnails for my future projects. Now check out these cool textures! I absolutely love just wandering throughout the forest and looking down, looking up, looking around, seeing all the cool textures and new fauna around me just to see like the shape and colors of things, and sometimes I like to touch them. I definitely just stepped in water. And thus we encounter our third waterfall. I'm not really sure if that one has an official name or not, but it's really cute and I wanted to wade in it, but you know. And this is, I think, Old Man's Cave. It's kind of hard to tell because it's not really like a cave. It's more like a concave formation in the rock. Anyways, let's take a look at the different hues that the rocks reflect off of the sun and surrounding trees. We've got like green, gray, amber. It's really cool. And also look at the rocks on the side. I know some of this has been man-made, but just take a look at the different crevices. And all the trees just kind of like layering on top of different levels. You gotta get that slow-mo panoramic shot. Orange break in the car. Wow!
Did you glass to see us?
Stop! After that terrible joke, I made Yuri walk down for some B-roll for me. Yup. Making my way downtown, across this grass, on this bridge, and I'm homebound. Ba-na-na-na-na, not really going to waterfall. Do-do-do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, this is the largest waterfall at Hocking Hills. It is called Cedar Falls. And again, I gotta stay focused and mindful while I'm on this nature study hike. We did have a lot of ground to cover in the day, but I didn't want to just be like, go, 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 go. It's so important for my mission and our bodies to stop, sit, chill, and take it all in. Okay, no, but seriously, look at this. It's a rainbow. It is a rainbow at the end of the waterfall. Yup. We found a rainbow, or the rainbow found us. It was so cool. The camera doesn't do it justice. Isn't it crazy how it just kind of looks like rainbow smoke? You know what? Sounds giving me ideas. We sat for a long time at Cedar Falls, examining the rock formations and the way the foliage hung onto the cliffs. And then just listening to the sound of the water thrashing down. It was like white noise. I could have taken a nap. Next time I'm definitely bringing my hammock to take a nap in. The last waterfall we will be going to today before the sun sets will be Ash Cave. Ash Cave was given its name to the large amount of ash found there by white settlers, which was believed to be left behind by Native Americans. It is the largest recessed cave east of the Mississippi River. It spans 700 feet and it rocks its own little waterfall. Now, this waterfall isn't as mighty as the other ones that we've seen, but the water is coming from really high up there. But I do love how the water is just spilling over the top edge of the cave and coming down and here into the middle. Now, the acoustics were amazing here. I can only imagine like what kind of ceremonies or lectures or preaches happened here. Okay, but I know I can't be the only one who is wondering how amazing it would feel to be showering underneath that waterfall and stomping around in that little puddle of water. You can't tell me that that would not be just an amazing experience. It would be cold, but nonetheless amazing. So, you know, of course we had to go take a closer look. It's not that deep. It's really shallow. At the very center of it, you might get like your whole shoe wet, which honestly would probably be worth, but I don't have a bunch of clothes with me. It's time for a sketch break. I usually like to take a ton of photos to use them as references later during my studio time to draw. But you know, sometimes it's nice to see things in person to really get the shapes and angles and lighting right while you have it in front of you. And like I said it before, I don't have a lot of art pieces where the subject matter is just landscape or scenery. And the last piece that I did that included it, it's been a very long time since I've actually worked on that. And it's time to change that. With my tattoo career so new, I've just been really focusing on tattooable subject matters, or, subject matters that I know will sell, because, your girl needs money. It's early in my career. I'm not banking right now, I gotta just get the ball rolling. And honestly, that is one of the biggest struggles with starting your career as a tattoo artist. You really don't make a lot of money in the beginning. And the first few years is really just cementing yourself as a tattoo artist and growing that clientele. And if you'd like to see a video on the struggles of a new tattoo artist, go ahead and let me know, and I'll think about making one. It's texture time! Featuring my favorite, moss. So soft, so delicate, so beautiful and lush and green. Check her out. Growing beautifully on a decaying log, and look, she even sprouted a flower. How adorable. Slay Queen. So tonight, we're staying at this absolutely adorable triangle house I found on Airbnb. I am so excited. I've always wanted to stay in a triangle house in the woods. Just take a look at these photos from the listing. So cute. Now, excuse the grainy footage. We're just rocking the phone cam at night, We got here late. It was maybe around 9 p.m. or 10. But seriously, look at this little wooden A-frame tucked away in nature. Total fairy tale vibes, like something straight off my Pinterest board. And we're not roughing it too much out here. We've got a sink, a microwave, and a mini fridge. Full-flown bathroom. You can take showers, brush your teeth, do whatever. So they had 3 beds, that full one you saw earlier in the main area, and up these very, very narrow stairs are 2 bedrooms. Cheers to a good nature study. It's time to check out the balcony on this thing. I was a little cautious in case of shaky planks or spiderwebs in my face, but I'm feeling super refreshed after that whole day's hike. I got fresh imagery and lessons in my mind. I think it's time to do some drawing. Now, I know some things out in nature looks bizarre or messy, but Mother Nature's got that shit down to a science, okay? She's literally serving up endless variations from trees to rocks to plants, and it makes me rethink everything I know about shape. Studying these wild organic forms helped me ditch those stiff man-made patterns and get into more fluid, dynamic shapes in my art. It's also taught me to embrace the messy, organic forms and all the imperfections in my own artwork. Forget the boring symmetry of human-made stuff. Nature rocks asymmetry while still nailing balance. It's all about embracing those quirks and imperfections that add realness and depth to my work. Watching how nature arranges itself, like how the branches somehow always perfectly frame a view, or how the waterfalls always flow perfectly in place, gives me major composition goals. In these nature study hikes, I pick up tricks for using leading lines, focal points, and framing to guide the viewer's eye. Nature is all about balancing harmony and contrast, with colors and textures either playing nice or clashing, but in a cool way. This has taught me to create art that is both visually interesting and harmonious, using contrast to make key elements pop. And this is the final piece. This piece is based on Cedar Falls, the largest waterfall in Hocking Hills. Now, I absolutely love color in my artwork, but in my tattoos, in my first year, I was really focusing on black and gray, as color took me significantly longer to do. But now that I am halfway through my second year of tattooing, my speed has gotten a lot better, and I really want to focus on bridging the gap between my art and my tattoo. The rainbow at the falls earlier inspired me to have a more colorful and rainbow-like color palette. Since I am designing these to ultimately be tattoo designs, there are a lot of things I have to keep in mind, such as the composition, what are suitable body parts this could fit on, line weight, amount of details, contrast, color palette, and what substitute shades I'd need on varying skin tones. I could probably make a video on that whole topic of what really to keep in mind of, but I wanted to initially include the rainbow in this design, but to cater to more a wider audience, I just left it out and really embodied it within the color palette. Now, I also made 2 additional waterfall designs based off this nature study. This second one is based on Ash Cave's waterfall. I wanted to capture the point of view from behind the falls within the cave, seeing the forest backdrop with the cave ceiling and little florals all around, keeping the focal point on the falls while framing it using key design elements. This was the last waterfall on the nature study, so the sun was starting to set, and I wanted to capture the warm light. Alright, and this is the third and final design I made, and it is based on the very first waterfall we visited, the Upper Falls. This is the one with the cute bridge above it, and it's probably my personal favorite design because of the bridge alone. I don't think I got footage of the tree stump in front of the falls because me and Yuri were off to the side to avoid the crowd, but there was a cute little tree stump right dead center in front of the falls that I just knew I wanted to incorporate into this design. So in reality, we saw these falls during the daytime, but I wanted to keep a lot of the focus on the actual waterfall and the rock formations, so I just put up a plain pepper shaded backgrounds with some little interesting stars. Chasing Waterfalls has sparked these vibrant scenic tattoo designs that I've put together, and guess what? You can get them tattooed by me. If you're interested, you can find the designs listed on my website to book, or you can email me using my email address below. And that's all we'll get into today. Thanks so much for coming along on my nature study hike through Hocking Hills in Logan, Ohio. This adventure was an absolute blast. It totally fueled my creativity, showing just how much inspiration we can draw from nature and the value of stepping outside and soaking up the scenery. Whether you're an artist, a nature lover, or just looking for some zen, I hope this video has inspired you to dedicate some time to do your own nature study, to better understand the natural world around you and how it could transform your art. Don't forget to subscribe for more adventures in art, keeping inspired, stay wild, and I'll catch you in the next video.